traumatized by seeing these Drow Rangers into any kind of hero that has significant reach. To be fair, there is only one in the form of this Earth Spirit here who can roll deep into the fight and displace you from it. You're positioned well enough on the Drow, it shouldn't happen to you all too often, but I'm traumatized both by seeing Drow Rangers lose to games like that, but mostly I'm traumatized by seeing Erica die in games where it's a rough showing. That being said, most of those games haven't been on TI, haven't had TI, so it might be the case that this time around he ends up surprising me and showing us why the Drow Ranger was such a perfect pick. So game number one, we have Vici Gaming, we have Team Secret. Let's get into it here, Kezu. But our first order of business, fam, hit me up. Let's talk predictions. Player with the highest total physical damage done to heroes at the game end. Physical damage, that surely has to be a Drow, right?
It has to be Drow Ranger.
Yeah. All right, will it be a teleport stunned?
Yes.
I'm gonna say no. I was burnt last time, man.
All right, team with the first roach kill. Who is it? They both have very nice roach taking.
I'm gonna give Drow Visage. It's Drow Visage, dude. It's like
it's rough. The other team is Beast Chen. I'll give first roach to Secret, and Vici will still win the game. All right, last player to be killed. Who do you got?
Last player to be killed. Ooh, that's. I have
30 seconds.
The last player to be killed.
Yeah, this is hard.
That's actually really difficult, yeah. There's not going to be any of the offlaners, right? They should get dove pretty easily. Or maybe the Visage, right? Because he doesn't die in his lane. And then Invoker, the only way to kill him is with Earth Spirit in like early mid-game. And Earth Spirit doesn't want to like go on Visage first. It's probably going to have more ambition towards Queen of Pain. I'll say Visage.
I don't know. I'm going to put range. I feel like you can just toss a coin between like 4 heroes and it's all the same.
The battle begins.
All right, let's go. Game number one. In the first series of the day, we did have some interesting rune trades to kick things off. This time around, looks like it's just going to be quite standard. 2-2 in both directions. And it doesn't seem like we're going to be getting started with any tri lanes here. So let's talk about this mid lane matchup right quick. Queen of Pain versus the Invoker. Where does this sit in the contemporary meta, Kezu? Who's coming away with the dub?
So it looks like Nisha is going for Exort, at least for now. And I think Exort Invoker loses the first couple levels, but then once you get the Forge Spirit up and running with like level 2, then you start going ahead. So it's basically like a farm trade, and then later I think Nisha is going to come out ahead. And something interesting with the lanes is that Secret decided to put the Chen bottom to help out the Beastmaster in this game, which I actually believe is a very good, at least for the Beast game, and he's the hero that they want to enable.
Beast. It is kind of peculiar that they did make that decision, that he's the one they're going to try and put help here with. I also feel like there's not that much pressure that was going to come from him if they decided to switch this one up. What do you make of this? Why do you think they did this instead of having the Chen go top with the Razor at the moment?
I think that there's 2 different reasons. So I think first, Chen will help the Beast more, and all the help that Beast needs is to get closer to his Helm of Iron Will as fast as possible. And second, perhaps they just thought that the Shaker wants to like pull waves top. So this is why Zayas went for an Orb of Venom, so that he can just follow the Earth Shaker and clap him to death. And also, this gives them more of an aggressive playstyle top. So I would assume that Chrysalis was maybe like, yo, if we put the Earth Spirit top, we can maybe play more aggressive on them. Whereas if Chen is here, he will have a good time, but in like a more passive way. I feel like these are the most logical reasons in terms of what they most likely talked about.
See if that rationale comes to fruition.
Probably just very happy about the fact that he doesn't have to deal with an Earth Spirit in his lane. It's like, thank God. I can just go around hitting Rezo. Yang's gonna help me out to zone him away. And it's not like Puppy can really do all that much as the early Chen in the situation to fully zone these heroes back. So should end up ultimately being a mostly free farm lane for Erica. I don't think it's going to be too contested that much. I don't think there's actually that many deaths that can really happen bottom right unless somebody really steps out of position.
Yeah, I think bot lane, if people are on full HP, then no one is really gonna die. One thing we need to pay attention to is that there's a Sunstrike. Maybe that's another reason why Earth Spirit going into the safe and with the Razor in this game can have more pressure. You can roll into kick into Sunstrike. It's up top, we have a bit of pressure.
But starting to apply some of that
Fade is
pressure.
gonna walk it off.
Yeah, he's still fine. Still too early in the game for him to really be able to make that much of an impact happen from this. So just happy to drain away some damage from Chrysalis. Turn that into some additional CS in the lane. And like you said, later on, we will have the option for the Sunstrikes. So it just does depend on when Zayax makes that call. But it's also contingent on getting more harass out in the lane, which unfortunately, the way that the lane is configured right now, there's not that much harass possible at the moment. So it looks like we're going to be having a bit of a quiet one here, Kezu. Slow early game.
So. Most of the cores should be happy with the game, right? We have this Queen Invoker matchup mid, as we touched on. Farm heavy, Puppy down bottom. You know, he knows his Shen very well. He's going to help Beats in the lane. Currently giving him solo XP. He feels like he doesn't have to help him all too much, so he's going to clear out some easy camp. And now maybe help contest the pull. Rezo is going to have to solve up, and he's getting ever so close to the Helm of Iron Will, which is really the turning point for these early laning stages on this hero. Because he gets so much armor and sustain from this item that it just keeps you running in the lane.
Yeah. At that point, Puppy doesn't have to be fearful that every single time I leave you alone, I come back and you've lost half your HP. You'll just be A-okay at that point. Yang actually going to take quite a bit of damage here. The Ghost slowing him down as well. Are they going for this first blood? Boar Slow will be there. But Yang does manage to mosey into the trees. Also had the Fire Snap Quickie just in case, so it was going to be A-okay at the very end. Still though, seems you could have created enough space for Rezo to pretty much finish the farm for the Helm. It's going to be delivered very, very shortly. And like you mentioned, all the cores happy with how things are going because everybody's getting CS.
Yeah, I mean, even Puppy's getting some CS, right? He's starting to chill, probably going to look to get an earlier mech. In all the lanes we just have, He's creep into the Mud Golem with some more boar kills. And I mean, yeah, if you do catch Drow out of position, the hero has a very hard time to get away. But to go back to the mid play, very nice double kill by them. They get the Leading Rune. Now Exxon also gets to refill his bottle on a double bounty rune. They got more pressure on the mid tower. Now Yang, he's getting flip-flopped in the mid lane, and he's going to get some nice little bonus goal back here to Nisha.
This is so good. Zayax showing his influence on the map right now. Helped to kill BAB in the top lane, coming mid to put pressure back onto Yang. The more important part about that kill is that Nisha does claim it, so he's now even closer towards having his Midas, which all Exort Invokers need in their kit. Feeling fresh, feeling good.
He's gonna be happy about the timing that he's receiving this one with. I think like some 8-minute Midas is pretty good. Once again, also the 8-minute rune is coming up soon as bottom lane. Even more pressure on Puppy.
Puppy should die from this. Erica trying to throw in the right clicks. He's not going to be able to get the final one out though, as he gets dove upon by Zayax, who really does feel like he has global presence at this point in time. Yang is able to finish off Puppy, but at what cost? Because Yang himself is certainly going to die. Surrounded by the creep army, surrounded by the two heroes, and Resolution will send him back to an express trip into the fountain. That's a second death for the Drow Ranger at this early game here, Kezu. This is not what we want to see, and especially since that kill went the way of the Invoker with the Sunstrike.
And that's a super big kill because he died after TPing to the lane, so now he has to do a bit of a walk of shame out of the lane. And now I think Rezo is probably gonna starting to look to pressure this bot lane perhaps. He has his helm coming out. Zayas once again, he's playing down bottom. Early game they had on Razor. Crystallis is okay alone top for now.
What a read. He gets out.
Yep.
I think he just caught the vision of these heroes trying to come in and gank him. And because it's nighttime, they didn't see him. He had slight high ground advantage. So he manages to get out to safety. He drew the rotation from XM, who can't get anything out of that top lane. And like you said, because Erica can't actually play bottom anymore after dying, they just get to go on ahead, take the tower without losing the top tower as well. Just giving me some deja vu of that game one between VP and the side of Infamous. When VP was able to pull this one off, and Infamous struggled for a long time after that. So Vici Gaming need to try and make sure that they don't find themselves in a similar situation now as a result.
I mean, this is a big deal, especially in these games where the enemy team has this beast who, when he takes a tower, he's going to have so much space and it's going to make it so easy for him. And at the same time, you have this Queen of Pain. Like, when you have this Queen mid, the hero wants to do well in its lane and then hold her TP for these fights at the towers. Like, this is like the prime time Queen of Pain gameplay. You have the two heroes in the safe lane, Beastmaster steps up too far or the Earth Spirit rotates to gank the lane and you counter gank that. But nope, Secret were clutch earlier with the kill on the Drow Ranger. They get it too fast. Now they take the tower. And they should be pretty happy with this spot in the game now because Chen gets to keep farming. Rezo has good timing with the helm and Nisha has the smiter. So now they're going to go and harass the mid tower at least a little bit with some of these Chen creeps.
They did have a trade happen in the top lane, but VG Gaming had to commit 4 heroes compared and contrasted to Secret, who only needed to do it with 2. And with this additional pressure middle, XM does have to come back. We still haven't been able to see success out of movements from XM. Has tried to make 2 of them, both of them to the top lane, neither of them has succeeded. Now Resolution, though, might find himself the one that's successfully brought down by XM. I think he just wanted to get off a Sonic Wave to be like, hey guys, I'm helping, I made that one happen for our team. So a decent enough kill. Not really going to change the status quo on the map, but still always feels good as a Queen of Pain to get these early kills, especially onto opposing core heroes.
Yeah, it's good to... One of the best things you can do after you do lose your safe lane tower and the enemy team wants to take over your jungle is that you go there, you show them a middle finger, and you get them the hell out of there. Like this, Rezo was perhaps overstepping his welcome, you know, a little bit, just trying to test, okay, if I go here, will they kill me? The answer is yes, because now Vici got to reclaim their jungle a little bit. They have nice vision down here, and they got to push in the wave all the way. But now, Secret, they're like, okay, they expanded some spells. Let's go for the mid tower.
Looked up. They have vision with this Beastmaster Hawk of Yang. They know exactly where the Snapfire is. The Hawk might have expired, but it should still be a pretty easy jump. Yang gets himself pushed back into Nisha. And will they have this kill? Magnetize dropped down to ensure that there's no escape. They even dropped the Primal Roar onto the Snapfire. You see Vici regard that as an invitation to try and counter-initiate themselves. No Roar, no Magnetize. A lot of damage being done onto the tower, though, as Crystallis also shows up, brings in the Plasma Field. They kick in the Earthshaker. And Fade will end up dead. Getting a double kill over onto Resolution. And the tier 1 tower goes the way of Team Secret. Alrighty. Everything just coming up clutch right now for the Secret lineup. Even though Vici knew what was coming, they have no tools to try and stop it at this point.
It's Earth Spirit. Zayas is having a very nice performance right now. His kicks are on point, his rolls are on point. Also, after the play, he gets to de-ward the high ground board that Vici had in the jungle. It's a very nice job by him. But bottom, they're setting up on Rezo right now. But that was a hard kill, at least for the starters. You don't really have anyone who gets straight on top of him. You kind of need like a Queen of Pain to blink in and then cookie her on the beast. So unless you smoke right now, as they do with the 3, so I guess they're going to look for a Fissure into perhaps Snapfire ulti play onto the mid tower, with the Visage also being here.
Makes sense. Unfortunately, the only hero that's in that area here, Kezu, is the Earth Spirit, and literally the worst target for that kind of play. So they have to go all the way around. Might not be able to find the position that they need. Yang gets himself caught out of the smoke as Zayax actually just jumps in, throws up the boulder smash onto BAB and XM. Chris comes back in onto the Invoker. Nisha will get the hand of God to keep him alive. Now suddenly Fade is the one that's in danger. Inside the Ice Wall, he gets rolled upon and he is going to die. On the far side of the fight, we have lost the Snapfire as well. Now suddenly we have danger for BAB. Manages to dodge the Sunstrike and also the Tornado. He's still alive, and Crystallis doesn't want to chase him with the Plasma Field, so they will allow the Visage to escape. Nonetheless, they still end up losing 2 heroes. And to make matters worse, that was them making the aggressive smoke. They wanted to make a play happen in this mid lane. And not only can they not find the engagement, they actually end up losing heroes in the process.
Yeah, to be fair, I feel like this play is not easy to make, and even on top of that, they were they were not on the same page. You had Snapfire like run right a little bit first into the beast, and then poking his nose into the triangle while his team goes mid. And without the snap ult, they don't really have enough damage. Also, mind you, there's a Hand of God from Puppey that was expanded in the fight, and this is the tier 2 tower at 13 minutes.
Is under attack.
Okay. In the qualifiers coming into this event, game number 1 of the grand finals between Team Secret and Entity was the fastest game of all those qualifiers. I think it was 22 minutes, 30 seconds. I think Team Secret are trying to get a record themselves here, because they are playing extremely quickly on this map. Tier 2 tower already taken down bottom. Look how they're moving. They're already on a posture towards getting control of this jungle so that they can get a Roshan when they can. It's looking kind of scary, Kezu. What's the move here for Vici Gaming to try and stop this progression from Team Secret? How do they make sure that they don't just end up losing the game in the next 5 minutes?
So I think right now what's important for Vici is that what you want to do is slow down the game just a little bit. Not like go AFK completely, but if you can ensure the Earthshaker to farm bottom for, let's say, like 1 or 2 minutes and get closer to his Blink Dagger or potentially even finish it, in the hopes that until then Secret haven't taken perhaps another tower or Roche, I think that is the best thing that they can do right now. In the meantime, you just hold the map in like a flat state. You let the Drow Ranger farm the triangle, Queen of Pain. You need to play like the most aggressive areas because he's the hardest to kill. They can manage, but if he plays very well, he can make it very hard for them. So for Vici, kind of like slow down the game 1 minute, 2 minutes, and in terms of Secret, it's a complete opposite. You want to farm the whole map and then look for a smoke onto Vici where you kick them out of this top area, as they might even be trying to do that right now.
Zayak was hoping that somebody had stepped far forward. Yeah. One thing that is nice about the Queen of Pain in this situation, like you said, she's kind of hard to kill. There's no blink on the Beastmaster, so the only way she dies is she gets rolled on. And she's not going to eat the roll. Instead, it is going to be Yang. And, you know, they commit to Magnetize for this one. Not great to die, but you're also fine with them not having access to Magnetize if an engagement were to break out elsewhere.
Okay,
and you're just a 5 position. You're coming back soon.
Yeah, he's, making some space. But in terms of Secret, I really like how they played the map like the last 1 minute. You had both Beast and Razor flash farm the bottom area. Rezo also got to complete the Sum of Overlord. He TP's mid, he takes the Ancient Creep. In the meantime, you had the other 3 heroes defend the top lane. And in my opinion, after you kill this mid wave, they can look to smoke. Secret are... It's okay for them to be content with the map, because I think the longer this game goes at this rate, they're just gonna get more and more net worth. But they're also strong enough to go fight into Vici. They have Mech, Hand of God, the Helm of Overlord on Rezo. They have high levels on the Earth Spirit, and the top lane pushing in here with Nisha right now. It's getting poked a bit by the
Speaking of the top lane, Queen of Pain will show herself. I'm not too sure about this one. Dodges a tornado, has Blink again in a second. Where is she gonna go? She blinks deeper into the trees. She has to know the Earth Spirit is coming. Drew a little bit of the rotation, but Zayax also realizes not gonna catch up in time. That was closer than it needed to be, but it was fun. It was fine. Turns out she's the queen of plays at the very end there, Kezu, so she's okay.
Yeah, you're right. Well, so the Earthshaker did get to finish his Blink Dagger, and they are smoking up now. So this is around the time where Secret have taken over your triangle and are potentially eyeing Roshan at least soon. So this incoming play is very important for Vici.
They'll try and catch Resolution. They had vision of him. He was underneath an observer, but they don't have enough to kill him just yet. Hand of God will come out, and we see Fred dropping the Echo Slam as Zayax rolled himself onto the high ground. Won't be able to kill the Earth Spirit just yet, though. XM also in danger, forced to get out. Poyoyo being ran down by Chrysalis as the Razor able to clean up the Queen of Pain. Zayax now going onto the low ground, going to get Sonic Wave back into the rest of his squad for his efforts as XM just blinks out, leaving Yang to his own devices. At the very least able to clean up the Earth Spirit, but unable to save his ally and unable to save the fight, as ultimately Team Spirit will happily give up Resolution if it can mean killing the Drow Ranger again.
I mean, that was a sick Hurricane from Puppey with his Wild Wing. He pushed Rezo like more into safety, which forced Vici Gaming to go more deep into this play and allowed him to get all these kills. And now Vici, they revealed their Blink, they used Echo, they used Snapfire ulti, they used Sonic Wave, so all the spells are down. So right now, it's pretty much free real estate for Team Secret. They can do whatever they want. Wherever they go, they can claim the area. If they want to push in bottom all the way, they can. But in my opinion, before all these spells come back up, they can just force a Roche fight within like the next 1 minute. And Vici Gaming will have no business in defending it whatsoever.
Make matters worse case, we look at Chrysalis here, is about to finish off the BKB, so I think that's what they're waiting for. Once this item is available, that's going to be their go time, and they can make their way into the Roshan pit. Oh, also picks up a Vambrace. That's nice. That feels good. Feels really fresh. Where is the squad though? Beastmasters all the way towards the middle. Down bottom, Puppy is just stalking XM. Trying to open up a play here for Nisha, as he's coming closer with Zayax as well. They don't want to make the full dive, not knowing where the rest of Vici Gaming are. And only one of their players is showing through the mid lane, so cooler heads will prevail. Puppy's telling them it's a marathon, not a sprint. Erstwhile, Yang. Well, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Now you go Roche. Now you go Roche.
Yep, now you definitely can. Also, Nisha has the luxury of, he can play side lanes at all times. He has boots of travel, and the nice thing is when you have a summon hero in your team, which he has 2 of, he can always just join his team whenever he wants to, boots of travel on any of the 20 million summons you have. And now with all the auras, and I guess Secret's lanes aren't in the best position, and they have a very nice ward down bottom in the bottom right corner, which Zayas is already looking at, because this is definitely great. After you take Roach, if your lanes are pushed in, this is what you need to deal with first.
Nice little dodge there by XM. Might not save his life ultimately though. Sunstrike will come in, but it will not connect. Nice rolling boulder. They caught him again. The magnetizer's out. XM, blink in a moment, will be able to get away, but the plasma field is also up in a second, and that's going to be enough to put the Queen of Pain back into the fountain. They clip her wings. She is going to end up dead, and that is Team Secret. Literally rolling away with the game right now with Zayax in tow. With their mages here, they should be able to push this lane completely out. They've already gotten their tier 2. So if they push forward, then they can connect back middle and then try aim for the tier 2 mid as well with the rest of the lineup.
I have to mention, that was a pretty baller play by Zaya. So you roll on the Queen at first and he blinks out. And on your screen, there's an Earthshaker TPing out. You decide to not roll on the 100% guy who's TPing out, but instead you fish for the Queen and you hit him. That's a pretty good sign if you're this guy's teammate right now. You gotta be feeling good about that one. Needless to say, he's feeling great because they're owning. Now they're smoking and they just wanna... Their objective right now is not to like go high ground and end the game. They continuously send out Hogs around, give vision, and they just wanna cut the map in pieces more and more. Vici Gaming go top? Okay, we go top. We kick you out. Now you start running bottom? Okay, now we're gonna go bottom too.
Yep. You just see them being corralled more and more into them, not just their side of the map, but just into their base. Very few places on the map to move into. And this is frustrating, right? It's not like you have heroes that should be playing this far back. You need the Queen of Pain to be expansive on the map. You need Drow to be soaking up as much farm as humanly possible, sometimes in a few more dangerous areas. You need this Visage to be able to just have any kind of presence in these lanes, but Visage playing just in front of his own tier 3 the entire time, that's not what you want to see.
No, absolutely not. As now they're going for smoke, so they want to contest the fight at the tier 2. I would like to see how they go for it, because going on the Razor is hard. He has the Golem Aura, an Ice Upper, and an Aegis, but they're going to try.
Gonna start with the Razor, throwing in the magic damage. He's barely even tickled here, Kezu. He's actually fine. Didn't even see the need to lose out the Aegis, commit the BKB. Didn't even change trends. Still on Agi trends right now. Roll in from Zayax, doesn't fight anybody behind the tier 2. These birds might end up getting brought down. They're gonna try to protect them, but at least one, they probably just let it go. They don't really care about this. It's not that important to them. Ultimately, though, it's Vici Gaming trying something. That was a smoke that they committed. Yet another usage of Morty's Kisses, but doesn't actually go anywhere. And again, Team Secret just very content to completely control the map right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go for a fight like that, I really think you need to have a better idea or execution, because bringing back your Queen, who's free farming bottom and pushing the lane in, to then make a play like full frontal on the Razor, who is Aegis like this, it was never really gonna work out. So yeah. It actually hurt their own game more by going for that play. Like, had they just given up the tower, it would have been better for them, because right now, I just think Vici are not ready to fight. They should let Earthshaker, again, it's just kind of the game where you need more. You need to have Queen of Pain far more, as he's in a bit of trouble bottom as they're setting up on him.
I don't think it's a bit of trouble, my friend. I think it's a lot.
It's a lot of trouble.
Well, got 45 seconds to think about exactly how much trouble he's in right now as he gets sent back to the fountain. At least picks up a Sergeant Kaya as he gets there, but when I'm looking at a Queen of Pain at 23 minutes with Witchblade, Sergeant Kaya versus an Invoker with BKB, Blink, Midas, bots, yeah, sort of that tells the entire story of how this game has been going.
Yeah, I mean, this game is not in a very good state for Vici. It doesn't take, a very smart person to see that. Also, Nisha, at this point, he's going to go for a Hex now, which is the perfect item. You're very far ahead in the game. You are going to win every team fight. So all Vici can do, realistically, is to split push the map, force you to split up, and force you into a mistake. So you're just going to buy Hex to keep picking off this Queen of Pain. And honestly, the best thing that Vici can do is really bank on this splitting up secret and then catching them when they're not together. Like have Earthshaker play together with either the Drow or the Queen and eventually try to turn around one of these fights in the side lanes or one of these ganks. As right now they're going for a 5-man smoke, so they kind of need to hope that they run into secret while they're not all together, because if they do, that might not turn out too good for them.
Fortunately, Secret are 4-1 split at the moment, but Nisha reads the situation, immediately goes back to where his squad is, and they're holding the position onto the Radiant Triangle, so it's quite difficult to come up the hill to find them. Team Secret, by now they should be aware. They're like, well, we don't see them pushing out top. We see them reclaiming an outpost. There's no way it's only one hero doing this. So that's where they're playing. But we don't really care. We already are in position to take the next Aegis. We're in no real rush at this point in the game. Y'all are the ones that need to try and make something special happen. On the bright side, though, at the very least, Erica does find some space to be able to push out bottom, but I'm not so sure how much farm he gets out of this. Also, how do you feel about his itemization here? He's going for the Silver Edge. Does he need a more defensive item, or is this the route to go for him to have a route back into this game?
I'm okay with him going an aggressive item. Actually, I would even say he has to go an aggressive item. In order for him to ever win the game from this position, I think you cannot do it with a defensive item. You need to play in a way where hopefully your Visage or your Queen will soak spells for you. And then since you're unable to attack, you use the bonus damage from your items to come back in the game. Because I think if he starts building defensive items, they can never win no matter what Secret do. But this way, it at least gives you a little bit of win chance, as right now both teams are just going to wait for Roche. And I have to mention as well, Secret picked up a gem. They have map control, they have vision on high grounds with the Hawks, now the gem to keep decreasing the vision of Vici, and so far they're playing very crisp in this game.
Speaking of vision, look where Vici is playing right now in their triangle. They didn't have wards before this, so they were scouted out perfectly for the last 90 seconds or so.
Just in time.
Yeah. And this was like 10 seconds away from them losing a very big fight.
Yeah.
They could still lose that fight though. Zayax trying to look for a way in. Not going to roll cavalierly forward. I think definitely this is a puppy situation. He's making the call. Like, guys, we're winning pretty hard right now. Let's just get Roche and guarantee the win, and it'll be okay.
Yeah, like from this point onwards, if you're Secret, you don't need to do anything too fancy. You don't need to do some Reddit play or some YouTube compilation. All you need to do is control the map with your gem, send Hawks around. You can wait for the second Roche to spawn. It's in 1 minute coming up. Also, once you have this blink on Beast and the Hex on Nisha, the whole game will become so much easier. Then while you're doing this, you're going to score kills, and then you're slowly closing the map even more. Then you can poke the high ground, and that's exactly how Secret are going to look to play this game. And I don't expect anything else than that.
12k gold lead right now, Vici Gaming. Very, very difficult for them to try and shave it away. EAB can at least farm through middle. Erica can throw out these multi-shot waves up top. But at the end of the day, this is not the way that they envisioned playing this game when they picked up the Drow Visage. They wanted to be on the other side of the map, applying pressure. Yet again, you were talking about it earlier, what Secret are doing. They're just like muscling you off every area of the map that you desire to play, preventing you from getting the resources to come back into this one. They will buy another smoke on the side of Vici, so looks like they're thinking about it. We did just get level 12 as well on the Earthshaker, so if there's any, and the Aghanim shot, if there's any time where this could have some kind of impact, it would be now, before the Roshan is up, when you still have some reasonable chance of winning a fight quickly. The question is, this is going to be their, third smoke gank in the last few minutes, and none of them have connected into anybody. Will this one be the one, especially since they don't have any vision of knowing where to run?
So even if this smoke doesn't connect, I think they need to drop a ward in the area or aggressively and then hold the area as long as they can. Because if you give up this Roche, I mean, sure, maybe you're in that type of situation. Okay, if we cannot fight this one. But I feel like, let's say you have a 5% chance to win. If you don't contest this Roche, I feel like you never win this game in any universe ever. Because then, as we talk about, Blink Beast with Gen, with BKB, excellent, split push against it as bottom.
It gets revealed, the Blink on the Beastmaster, as well as the Blink Hex coming out of the Invoker. The only thing that Vici will be like, well, at the very least, Nisha committed a BKB charge for that one, but yeah, XM, just a very, very, very rough day at the office. And unfortunately, we spoke about this in the draft, right, that Queen of Pains these days don't necessarily buy Lincoln Spheres and those kind of items. So you're going to be a very long way away from being able to counterplay that kind of initiation, no matter who's the first one to come forward.
There's no counterplay, really. Maybe you're facing the right direction and you can get Cookie. Earthshaker most likely cannot counterplay it either, because if they're going to make that jump, they're going to BKB. It's now they smoke up, but this Roche, it just dies too fast. That's an Alacrity, DD, Beastmaster, Aura, Invoker with Razor hitting it.
has fallen to the down.
Wow.
That.
You know, in the last game, we saw a Luna that had like, what, 300 damage at 20 minutes? And that was completely fair. I think 500 damage at 30 minutes is also completely fair. I don't see any issue with this.
Yeah, of course. I love DD Rune and Alacrity.
Game is hard.
Fishing for more with this ward that they have.
I don't know about this one on the side of Vici. Trying to clear out some of this army here, but they've also put themselves in a position to get rolled on. Fortunately for them, Zayax was at home, busy picking up his BKB. So he was... he had bigger things on his mind. He wanted magic immunity rather than just kills. If he was there, I think things look very, very rough for Vici, but because he wasn't, he is still okay. Speaking of Zayax, though, doesn't his danger level in this game sort of necessitate them getting at least one more defensive item on the side of Vici Gaming? So far, they only have the Hurricane Pike, but if anybody ever gets caught by him, right? Especially if it's the Drow Ranger that gets dove on first.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, no matter who you go on, you're just gonna die. As Erica, he is gonna queue up the Lincoln Sphere, which I guess is the right play, and Exa may even have to do the same thing as Nisha is hunting him. Gonna see him with the ball.
Nisha's found him. Nisha's got him. And XM does manage to blink away, but Zayax is here. Let's see if Zayax is going to be as predictive as last time. Oh, XM dodges the tornado, dodges one rolling boulder. Was a second away from being caught by the second one, but does manage to escape. Okay, hashtag space created, man. He's drawn at least 2 heroes down bottom. There's no road for them to claim, but at the very least they can get some vision control back of their triangle.
Yeah, it's very important also for Secret to push this guy out. Even if you don't kill this queen, it's always a win when you push him away. Stopping enemy triangle, and he's compelled from out.
The Sonic Wave, as well as the full Morty's kisses, but Nisha jumps onto the high ground, able to find Yang with the Hex. BAB also caught in with the triple meatballs. Goes for the Silence as the Knight, or Silence as the Grave, rather. Unfortunately, he's about to be a Silence as a Grave, as he just gets quickly picked off by Resolution's little army. At the same time, Nisha also finding Frisk on the other side of the fight, who buys back instantly. And they want to buy back to save XM. Can XM get out of danger? There's the 5-snap cookie to save him for now. Will enable him to blink back. The dive bomb will connect onto Yang. Team Secret still have this Aegis. They still have quite a lot of creeps. They still have a Sea Dragon as well. They want their tier 3 tower, and they are going to get it. Meantime, Gaiax pushing back Frisk towards the Invoker, who got off an Echo Slam, but only onto one, so it doesn't do much, and he dies back in a hurry. Yang also in danger of dying back, as he's taking too much right-click damage. Resolution ensures that he too has an elongated time in the fountain. And Vici Gaming, they cannot deal with the damage, they cannot deal with the army, and they cannot deal with Team Secret in game number 1 as they throw in the GG call. And Secret coming now off the back of another